Are you going to appeal this ruling, Mr. Matlala?
The Mr. Matlala, Cat Matlala, Vusimuzi Cat Matlala, is one fellow that has been enjoying too much privilege from the law enforcement.
What if I told you that one of South Africa's most dangerous criminals has been operating as if he's completely above the law, my people?
King Vusimuzi, one of the famous, crime kingpins in Mamelodi as well. Those are the guys that we witnessed at the CMEX division of that prison, and we're told that they are under 24-hour security guard. At no point is there no guard outside.
He's been boasting about controlling police appointments, okay? Driving around with illegal blue lights and even running operations from inside prison with a smuggled cell phone, my people. Today, we are breaking down the explosive testimony that Lieutenant-General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi just delivered about Vusimuzi Matlala at the Madlanga Commission, okay? And what he revealed will shock you to your core, okay? This isn't just about one criminal. This is about a system so corrupt, so compromised, that it protects the very people it should be hunting down.
Vusimuzi's cell was raided as well. They searched, for contrabands, for cell phones, for whatever illegal things may be in there. But it was at the very end where I threw in a question to him, just briefly asked him, is he concerned about the allegations leveled against him, in making the news? Not bothered at all.
Yeah, what were his words?
Not bothered.
Not bothered at all.
Not bothered.
Okay.
Let's start with who we're dealing with here. Vusimuzi Matlala, my people, is known in the criminal circles as Cat. And this isn't just another crime boss, okay? According to Mkhwanazi's testimony, this man has embedded himself so deeply into South Africa's law enforcement that he operates like he's running his own private police force in actual fact. Picture this, okay? A criminal suspect openly boasting about his role in getting Shadrack Sibiya appointed as the head of the Hawks. Not suggesting, not claiming influence, just boasting about it like it's a trophy on his wall. Really? But here's where it gets even more disturbing, okay? Mkhwanazi testified that Matlala didn't just claim political influence. He was actually enjoying what the Lieutenant-General called excessive privileges from law enforcement agencies. Think about that. While ordinary South Africans are struggling to get basic police services, this alleged criminal was being treated like a VIP, my people. The question we have to ask is very simple. How does someone facing charges of attempted murder and conspiracy to commit murder end up with more privileges than law-abiding citizens? I mean, how does that even get to a point? Now, let's talk about something that should make every South African's blood boil, because you know what? Those blue lights, my people, that you see on the police cars, the ones that are supposed to be reserved for legitimate law enforcement, yes, well, according to Mkhwanazi, several of Matlala's private vehicles, my people, were illegally fitted with these official police blue lights. But wait, it gets worse, okay?
And the typical example is that one of, or at least few of his vehicles, not talking about the number, but it's a couple of them, 4 or 5, the number will be confirmed through the report.
These weren't just random modifications that were done in some maybe back alley garage where we don't know. These vehicles and people were officially registered under the City of Ekurhuleni. What that means is that this was not a mistake, nor was it an oversight, okay? This was highly systemic. This was institutional. And here's the kicker, my people. Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi, who serves as a deputy chief of Ekurhuleni Metro Police, actively facilitated this vehicle registrations. He was so happy and said, you know what, let's do it. I wonder why his surname is Mkhwanazi, because he definitely does not represent the Mkhwanazi people.
His personal vehicles were registered by the Deputy Chief of Police at Ekurhuleni, that is Major General Mkhwanazi.
He is a senior police official that is helping a crime suspect masquerade as law enforcement. That on its own is very messed up. Think about the implications here, my people. Matlala could literally roll up to any scene with lights flashing, looking like official police. How many crimes could he commit, to be honest? How many people could he intimidate? How many investigations could he interfere with? That is a question we must all ask ourselves. And when the Metro Police Chief had the courage to complain about this blatant abuse, what happened to him? He, my people, was unfortunately suspended. Let that sink in. He was suspended. The honest cop got punished while the corrupt system protected a criminal, which is Ket Matlala. Yes, and that police officer, Mkhwanazi.
He facilitated the registration of these Mr. Matlala's vehicles under the municipality as if they are municipality official vehicles, utilizing the funds from the municipality of Ekurhuleni. So the vehicles then belong on record, when you test them on the system, they reflect as if they belong to municipality. It did not end there, commissioners. He took these vehicles and he caused the municipality to take the blue lights that belongs to municipality, the blue lights are supposed to be for the law enforcement vehicles within municipality, and he fitted those blue lights in these vehicles. And these vehicles were then given to Mr. Ket Matlala. I must indicate, in terms of the Traffic Act, the only authorized bodies to be able to drive with blue light on the streets are law enforcement, which would include SAPS, the Metro Police, Traffic Police, as well as the military police of the defense. They are the only one authorized by law to make use of these blue lights.
You would think that once Matlala was behind bars, his criminal operations would stop, right? Wrong. According to Mkhwanazi's testimony, even while Matlala was imprisoned, Matlala allegedly had access to a cell phone. Not just any cell phone, my people. One that was smuggled in with help from officials within the Department of Correctional Services.
That facility, there's no network coverage. That facility, we know that only high-risk offenders are kept there, and that's where we found Vusimuzi Ket Matlala.
That on its own is a whole lot for the type of person Matlala is. We know he's a dangerous man, and him having a phone in the Department of Correctional Services, what more can he do? This, my people, means that even when the justice system supposedly had this man locked up, he was still running his operations. He was still making calls. He was still coordinating activities. He was still wielding influence. How is this possible in a functioning democracy, guys? How does an accused criminal maintain more communication privileges in prison than some people actually have in their own homes, and they are not even in prison? The answer is just simple and unfortunately very terrifying. Because the system itself has been compromised from top to bottom, this is what we get. But Matlala's story isn't just about individual corrupt officials. Mkhwanazi's testimony actually reveals something much more sinister. This is in actual fact a very vast network of protection that spans to multiple departmental governments and law enforcement agencies. When Matlala's contracts, my people, came under threat, he apparently didn't just rely on intimidation or any form of violence. He had legitimate business people that were actually advocating for him at the highest level. What do you even call that? Oh my goodness. There is a man, he's a businessman. His name is Suleiman Karim, who is actually the one who intervened directly with the police minister Senzumchunu on behalf of Matlala. Think about that power structure. A businessman is calling the police minister on speed dial to advocate for an accused criminal. Wow. And apparently, these calls were taken very seriously. Mkhwanazi continued to testify that Matlala has a very long history of embedding himself within law enforcement agencies. This wasn't an opportunistic corruption. This was very strategic because he wanted to infiltrate the carrying out over the years and maybe even over decades. The Lieutenant General, my people, did not mince his words when he said this. He called Matlala an underworld figure. He continued to even say, this man has significant influence inside law enforcement. If that doesn't scare you, I don't know what else will. But he went further, my people, way, way further than that. He continued to say that this influence has been so extensive that it has actually obstructed investigations into Matlala's activities, which is obviously a challenge. We are not talking about delayed justice here, my people. We are talking about deliberately sabotaged justice. That is the most dangerous thing I have ever heard. But don't worry, there is some hope in this dark story. Mkhwanazi revealed that the Independent Police Investigative Directorate, which is IPID, is now investigating Matlala's deep connections with law enforcement, and they're also investigating his suspicious vehicle privileges. But here's what should concern every South African, my people. It took testimony at a National Commission of Inquiry to bring such a thing to light. How long has this been going on? How many other cat Matlalas are operating in our country right now? IPID's investigation needs to be thorough, it needs to be transparent, and it needs to be very swift because the public deserves to know exactly how deep this corruption goes and who else is actually involved. Let's be clear about what Mkhwanazi's testimony really tells us. This is not just about one criminal getting special treatment, okay? This is about the fundamental breakdown of law and order in parts of our country. When criminals can boast about controlling police appointments, when they can drive around with official police equipment, when they can run operations from prison, and when they have honest officials that get punished for speaking out, we are now not dealing with isolated incidents of corruption. We are dealing with state capture at the law enforcement level. Think about the ordinary South Africans who suffer while this is happening. There are families that are waiting months for their cases to be investigated. The communities that are living in fear while criminals operate with impunity, my people. The honest police officers whose work is undermined by corrupt colleagues. Mkhwanazi's testimony really truly does suggest that in some parts of our law enforcement system, the criminals aren't just evading justice, they are in actual fact controlling it. The rot that he described runs deep within the Ekurhuleni metropolis, where Matlala's network of corrupt officials ensured his protection for years. But if it's happening in Ekurhuleni, where else is it happening? That is an honest question we must all ask ourselves. So here's the question that every South African needs to ask again. Is Vusimuzi Cat Matlala really untouchable? Or are we finally seeing the beginning of real accountability? I think Mkhwanazi's testimony has pulled back the curtain on a world where crime and corruption aren't necessarily just tolerated, they are protected at institutional levels. This is where people we trust to uphold the law are instead helping criminals to break it. But this testimony, I hope, is just the beginning. The real test will be what happens next. Will IPID's investigation lead to real consequences? Will the officials who protected Matlala face some form of justice themselves? Will the system finally start working for a law-abiding citizen instead of criminal networks? The Madlanga Commission, my people, is giving us the truth, and I hope it gives us the whole truth. Now, it is up to us South Africans to decide what to do with the truth we are given. What do you think? Is this finally the moment when no one, not even someone as connected as Cat Matlala, is truly above the law? Let me know your thoughts in the comment sections below. And if this investigation into police corruption opened your eyes, please do make sure to subscribe for more breakdowns of the explosive testimony that is coming out of the Madlanga Commission. The truth is finally coming to light, and you don't want to miss what gets to be revealed next. From me to you, it is bye for now.